Hey everybody, welcome to Get Busy Watching! I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Sorry for the delay, ran into some technical difficulties, but it seems like everything is resolved now, and I got a new microphone, in case you're wondering what this little black spot is. Gonna divide this rapid fire up into two parts because I feel like they're a little too long. Not to mention I just want to get something out there as fast as possible, so going easy on both of us today. Anyway, let's get started. Dev Patel seeks revenge for the murder of his mother when he was a child at the hands of a sadistic police chief. It's good, a fun mix of Batman, Punisher, and John Wick. But it's also very late 2000s. Quick criticisms, the action can be a little weak at times. Only because it does shaky cam, a la Bourne Identity, which gave me a headache. Thankfully, the climactic action doesn't do this as much, but it's prominent for the first half and it's aggravating. The story exists, it works for all the tropes it leans on, and that's because of the undisputed best part of the movie, Patel himself. You can feel the passion he put into this as he stars, wrote, directed, and co-produced it. He nailed every scene he was in, and his character was easy to root for and beat the crap out of the bad guys. It's not reinventing any wheels, but Patel alone is worth the price of admission. My honest rating for Monkey Man, a 4 out of 5.
Anger will not quiet your soul, my son. Don't call me son.
This Spanish rom-com is about a popular country star that goes into a coma. He has a rocker doppelganger who takes his place. I wasn't expecting much, anything really, and somehow I got a whole lot less than that. From the get-go, the writing can't decide if the doppelganger is a metalhead or rocker. Two very different scenes. And metal attitude is treated like it's childish, as if country music doesn't have similar mannerisms. More than that, the plot of this character falling for the country star's ex-girlfriend is sporadic and have no chemistry. Scene to scene is a random dynamic with no arc in their shift in attitudes toward each other. It also hits typical music movie tropes like getting a big head from the fame and treating friends poorly, and calling it that ending was a rush job. This kind of insulted me. The worst of the year? Nah, but shame on you, movie. My honest rating for Zero to Hero, a 2 out of 5.
Em especial pra Luli, nossa querida produtora. Quanto mais brava, mais bonita fica.
This French action flick is about a pair of brothers transporting crates of nitroglycerin through enemy territory to save a small town. A bastardized summary to be sure. It had potential, but fell woefully, painfully short. All the pieces are there. Nitro, unstable roads, psychos with guns who shoot haphazardly at our heroes. It had all the makings of a truly gripping thriller. The problem is, no one's smart in this thing. When confronted with bad guys, everyone's getting out of their cars, shooting at them, so of course someone dies, and I didn't care. The directing is poor. The hand-to-hand action clearly never saw rehearsal. The acting is subpar from the leads, one being boring, and the other hilariously looks like he's constantly pursing his lips to look tough. It's a mess. I never saw the original, but I have to imagine that it's leagues better than this. Not recommended. My honest rating for The Wages of Fear, a weak 3 out of 5.
Connard, t'es en train de crever! Lâche-moi!
Garde ton calme!
Lâche-moi!
Garde ton calme!
C'est ta faute si c'est vraiment mort!
Il connaissait les risques!
Woody is kicked out of his home. He goes to a camp to learn about teamwork, but the camp might be shut down. Oh my god, no, shut up. Quiet. Please make it stop. This was obnoxious. The whole movie is puns. Puns, puns, puns. Just when you thought you got a break from the puns, 10 more show up. This is a substandard kids movie. All the tropes showed up. Woody selfishly needs to learn about teamwork, but grows to love the kids and help them keep their camp. The kids are a bunch of loser types who always lose against the rival camp and their star athletes, but have to win in the upcoming competition. I promise you've seen this before. Aside from Tom Kenny and Kevin Michael Richardson, this was a chore. My honest rating for Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp, a 2 out of 5.
This was over before it started.
Yeah, and it's even more over now that it's ended.
This Spanish rom-com is about a woman and a man finding romance as neighbors separated by a wall and can't see each other. It was almost good-ish. I was really into it in some ways, but then it really dropped the ball. There was so much charm in the setup, playing into their complicated lives, starting off as rivals, but quickly find common ground. Their romance isn't instantaneous. It's built over time, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Did I like how they didn't know each other's names? No. There were a lot of little problems I would have happily overlooked if it had a brain. Dumbass characters that lead to dumbass misunderstandings, leading to dumbass breakups, but you know how it ends. Thankfully, the leads keep it afloat. Pyramus and Thisbe, I knew I've seen this story before. I like it enough, but it ain't great. My honest rating for Love Divided, a 4 out of 5.
Que esta mañana me he pasado un poco.
Bueno, lo cierto es que yo tampoco he estado muy amable.
Que digamos, he sido yo el que se ha pasado.
This Italian romantic drama follows a pair of two teens with a dark past who are adopted together and engage in forbidden romance. Dear Lord, I never thought I'd see the day where I would prefer American YA stories. This wears its technicalities on its sleeve. It's not true sibling-on-sibling romance because they're not biologically related. It doesn't make it less icky. Worse, the writing is so melodramatic. I know, it's supposed to get away with that sort of thing, but it only works if you have mature voices for the young characters to learn from. There are none. Even worse, there was already a compelling story at the ready, facing off against the orphanage caretaker and her abuse to all the children under her care. Why focus on the less impactful romantic angle? I don't like it. Gives me the creeps. But I do hope that the cast goes on to do better things. My honest rating for The TEARSMITH, a 2 out of 5, saved only by the acting.
Devi stare attenta. Falena.
This Swedish thriller is about a young Sami woman who tries to prove that a racist Swedish dude is killing their reindeer. This was fascinating. I didn't even know Europe still had indigenous people. It's definitely a culture shock, seeing how connected the Sami people are to the reindeer that they herd. Animal lovers may not appreciate the ear cutting, but there is a quick understanding that they're important animals. So when an asshole decides to hunt them for funsies, you know exactly why main character Elsa hates main baddie Robert so much. It even does a fair job of explaining why the Sami, at least in this region, are hated by the Swedish. It may be a typical story of trying to catch the bad guy red-handed so he can pay for his crimes, but it works. The cultural highlight alone makes this worth checking out. If you have Netflix, I highly recommend it. My honest rating for Stolen, a strong 4 out of 5.
Minst. Mördat våra djur. Plågat dem till döds.
Och även filmat det. Och sen klagar ni på att vi får stöldersättning.
A group of journalists attempt to survive a journey toward DC in hopes of interviewing the president during a civil war. Its flaws lie in the character writing, but its strengths lie in the performances and the visuals. I can't tell you if it was smart or dumb to keep the reasons why the US is at war with itself, unless I missed something. But there is a haunt factor when you see a full US militaristic invasion of the capital. I appreciate that there isn't one side that's portrayed as good or evil. There is something to say about pocket towns that are indifferent toward the conflict, and I loved certain creative choices. Where it loses me is in the details of the character choices and mannerisms, some more infuriating than others, and levels of predictability of how some scenes will go. I think it's worth checking out. Smarter people may be able to pick out more things than I could, but I say see it. My honest rating for Civil War, a 4 out of 5.
Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you?
In this prequel, a nun from the US gets caught up in a conspiracy about the church trying to create the Antichrist. It's okay. I feel like it has a rock-solid final act, but everything before that is just bland. Having seen Immaculate and Cabrini, maybe I'm just burned out on nun movies. I couldn't get invested in the main characters or the mystery leading up to the ultimate reveal. Even some of the jump scares were downright silly and more effective in objectively lesser movies. Where it ultimately picked up was the entire third act. A lot of scary scenes were much more effective, terrifically directed, and one in particular could have easily been ridiculous, but the incredible talent of Nell Tiger-Free managed to keep it from being so. I seem to be in the minority on this one. I don't care for it, but horror fans may enjoy it more than I did. My honest rating for The First Omen, a 3 out of 5.
This child is his way.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, stay safe and healthy out there, hope to see you soon.